want to thank everyone for coming out today. I'm going to introduce a few of the folks that are standing up here today. This is Marie Ross, mother of Colby Ross. This is Shanae Ross, wife of Colby Ross. I have Glenn Skip Ross, father of Colby Ross. I have renowned civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump. I have one of the best civil action litigators in the country, attorney Sean Williams of the Cochran firm. I also have attorney Robert Gresham. I have Deja Demings, a national activist. And I have attorney Ben Swift that is standing up with us today. So, as you know, on May 20th last year, Colby Ross was taken from this family. That was the last time that Shanae, his kids, his father, his mother was able to speak with him. That's the last time they saw him. That was the last day that they had communication with Colby. Today, we're out here because we are announcing the filing of the lawsuit against Rob Streck and the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. We're suing Sheriff Streck, and we're suing all the deputies that were involved in this reckless chase. Through this litigation, we're going to show that the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department, they violated their own policies, they violated their own procedures, they violated their own protocols that led to the senseless death of Colby Ross. So we are bringing this action to get full justice for this family, to hold the county responsible, and to make sure that this family is taken care of, and to prevent this from happening to any other family in Montgomery County due to the reckless actions of the Sheriff's Department. So with that being said, I'm going to have Mr. Ben Crump say some words, and then attorney Sean Williams, and then the family is going to speak.
Thank you very much, Attorney Wright. And as my dear friend and ferocious litigator for the people, especially here in Ohio, just said, we are announcing that we're filing this multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Montgomery County Sheriff's Department on behalf of the family of Colby Ross, because Colby Ross was a special person.
Yes, he was.
You're going to hear from his mother, his father, and his widow, who talk about not only what a great father he was, what a great son he was, what a great husband he was, what a great businessman he was, but just a great citizen in this state. Colby was one of the brightest hopes for this community, for this state, for America. One of the brightest hopes. And he's gone because the sheriff's deputies engaged Sean in an unnecessary, an unjustifiable, and an unconstitutional high-speed chase. I mean, the policy says you can't engage in a high-speed chase unless it's a serious crime that happened. What did the young white lady do that they were chasing? What, did she kill somebody? Did she rob a bank? Did she murder somebody? Kidnap? What was it? Sean, it was
a traffic violation.
Traffic violation. Traffic violation. So you violate all the safety rules over a traffic violation, and it kills, skips pride and joy, kills his mother, baby boy, kills this wife, husband,
His kids, father.
his children. when you violate the safety rules, then there are consequences. People die. That's why you have the safety rules. That's why you have to respect the safety rules. When you don't follow the safety rules, people are hurt, people are killed. Last May, it was their family. If we don't do something about this, next time, it may be your family. So this lawsuit isn't just about Colby Ross, it's about the community. It's about all of us being safe and not being collateral damage for a cop gone wild, high-speed chase through the neighborhood. And
tired of all our boys being killed all the time for nothing.
yes, ma'am.
We raised them to be good, strong citizens, and they have been just murdered in the street, and I just don't want that anymore. No more.
No more.
Boys, no more boys killed.
Oh, we're gonna get justice for your baby.
Tired.
I will say these two things before Attorney Williams comes up and really makes it plain the merits of our lawsuit today. And even though Attorney Wright leading this effort with all these great lawyers, we got everything spelled out for you in this lawsuit, this multi-million-dollar lawsuit. However, I submit to you that the evidence that makes this case can all be seen in the video from the chase. I mean, you go look at them engaging in an initial high-speed chase, and then they stop. And then they reactivate the chase. I submit to you, they were being very discretion. They were doing very discretional of where they were going to chase and where they were not going to chase. You don't have to take Ben Crump's word for it, or Sean or Mike. You look with your own eyes. When it's in Butler, this predominantly white community, they don't chase. They stop the chase. But then when they get to Trotwood, the predominantly black community, they reinitiate the high-speed chase. So if you are going to say that this community, we can't do high-speed chases because it's dangerous, people can get hurt, people can get killed. Well, in our black community, we want you to follow the same rules. Don't think that you can violate the rules in our community because we don't matter. Colby Ross' life matter. And that's why we're gonna keep fighting until we get justice for Colby Ross. Yes, ma'am. We will get justice. Now, a great lawyer here from Atlanta, Georgia, who we are very proud to help lead these efforts, Attorney Sean Williams, my brother, and just a great lawyer.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm gonna be brief. We were here doing a presser in July of 2024. Saw a lot of you there. And at that time, we was demanding that Montgomery County tell this family the truth. And we were demanding justice. We're here today, as Attorney Wright said, because we had to file a lawsuit. And the reason we had to file a lawsuit is very simple. Montgomery County refuses to take responsibility for this special man. That's why we're here. We're here to hold them responsible for killing a father, an amazing husband, amazing son, business owner, someone this community is proud of, this country is proud of. And when you take so much, you have to be held responsible for what you've taken. And that's why we're here. And despite months, as Attorney Crump said, the video shows what happened. There's not in dispute. Their own policies and procedures show that they violated their own procedures and policies. You cannot do a chase based on their own policies unless the person you're chasing has committed a serious crime. Nobody's life was in danger, and yet they took the discretion to chase when they wanted to chase, and that led to the death of Colby Ross. The policy show they have responsibility. The video shows they have responsibility. Yet they've told us, they've told this family, he doesn't matter. They told this family, we know we violated the policies, but we ain't taking no responsibility. So our only choice is to ask the people of this community to hold the sheriff responsible for taking this beautiful young man's life. And that's what we're here to do. We asked nicely the first time. We're not asking nicely anymore. We're going to court to get justice. And we're going to fight for his legacy, and we're going to fight for this community every step of the way. Thank you.
Justice for Colby Ross.
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 And now you're going to hear from the people who lost the most, his family, the people who watched him come into this world, and regrettably, the people who saw him leave the world way too soon. First, you're going to hear from his father, Mr. Skip Ross.
The first time I was here for the first press conference, I was hurt, and I was crying, and I was emotional. I'm still all those things, but now I'm mad. I'm mad because when I think about my Christmas and my New Year's and my family, and what is the sheriff doing with his family? He had a great family. The gentleman that chased my son and caused this accident, wonder what he did on Christmas. What did he do on New Year's and forevermore? We have an empty spot in our hearts and in our place. Colby was more to me than words can't even express it. Yes, he was my son and I loved him dearly, but he also was my operations manager for our company. He was my business partner that is now struggling because of his loss. That is just unexcusable. So every day I have to keep living that my son isn't here, my operations manager isn't here, my production manager isn't here, and I have to do 20 jobs to make sure we can keep this thing afloat. That's unfair. It's unfair to me, it's unfair to our family, it's unfair to this community, because we have supported this community forever. Our family has supported this community throughout whatever is going on, we support it. And for them to turn their back on me when they've done something like this is just wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And I want my grandson, he will never be able to talk to his father the way that Colby talked to me. And that's wrong. And he didn't deserve it, because all he was doing was sitting at a light waiting for it to turn red to come back to work after he'd been working there all day. This is just wrong. And it's wrong in every aspect of it. And I'm sorry I'm getting emotional. I promised myself I wouldn't. But this is so hard, because this city owes him, owes his family, and owes our family. Justice has to happen for this.
Justice for Colby Ross. Justice for Colby Ross. Justice for Colby Ross.
Justice.
I have
Thanks.
Colby's mother. She said that she loves her baby. He will always be her baby.
And he was a good man.
He was a great man.
He was raised to be respectful to all.
And he was raised right. He was
Amen.
raised to be respectful. That's what his mom's saying. That's what his father's saying.
Yes.
He was a good man.
Honest man. Worked hard. He knew he was going to get his butt whipped at home. I asked him one time, Colby, what are you scared of? And he said, you, Mom. I said, good.
Amen.
Amen.
You don't need to be scared of Jesus. And I just miss him so much. Every time I see his son, I say, oh boy, dear. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to have, Shanae Ross, Colby's widow, have a few words. Would you like?
Please keep her
Yeah, and keep this
and her
family in your
children and
prayers.
all of them in
And
prayer.
prayer to all appreciate it.
I am not a woman of too many words. That was Colby's job. But one thing that I will say, when we first met, I think we were like 19, 20. He was big on community. He was big on family. And that was the number one thing that we was focused on building, was legacy. Not just for our kids, but for this community. And that's what I will continue to build. I'm a woman of action, so this is what we're about to do.
She's little, but she's mighty.
Ooh.
Dana, where are you?
Colby was always a light. I always admired him for being that light. Regardless what was going on, he could always see a good outcome. He was always pouring into people. It didn't matter if he just met you, he was pouring into you. If you told him that you had a dream and you had a vision, he was going to sit down with you and figure out a way to make it come to fruition.
Bring it to me.
And he was the exact same way with everybody. For our kids, my kids they lucked up when they got Colby. And now, I have to continue on without him. They have to continue on without him. So
Not fair.
it's not fair. I don't.
Justice for Colby.
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 We'll try to take some of your questions if you have any, Attorney. Right.
Yep, we'll answer Colby.
You said that you felt like not only did they violate their own policies and procedures in Chase, but it mentioned in the release that you thought they violated state law as well with their Chase. Just a brief explanation of that.
Yeah, their reckless pursuit violated Ohio law. And we have it laid out in the complaint. They were not supposed to pursue in this manner for this particular type of situation. And they were reckless. They were absolutely reckless in their pursuit. And the result of it was the death of Colby Ross.
And Ohio law specifically
Sean, take the mic.
says, Ohio law specifically states that an emergency vehicle operated by law enforcement cannot operate unless it can do it with due care for the safety of others. The number one responsibility of law enforcement is to serve and protect. So anytime you take action, you must do it with the regard of the safety of others, particularly innocent bystanders like Colby, who did nothing wrong that day. So by statute, not only did they violate their policies and procedures, they violated state law. The legislator in Columbus said, when days like this happen, we're gonna tell you police officers in advance, you can't go do a chase, because we know how dangerous it is unless you can do it for the safety of others. So this is a clear violation of what was the intent of this community and the intent of this state.
And the thing that
And they even had a
we
helicopter.
had a helicopter for a traffic violation. Let that sink in for a moment. This is a traffic violation. And as brilliant as Sean and Mike are, and we laid it all out in the complaint, I reiterate, the evidence for our case is made in the video of the car chase. It's that simple. You see the initial chase, then you see it break out, then you see it re-engage. I mean, that's more persuasive than anything I can say. Anything Sean or Mike or Ben, any of these great lawyers can say. Look at the video. We don't need to say no more. Just watch the video, everybody. And you will see how unnecessary, how unjustifiable, and how unconstitutional on every level. State, federal, it's just unconstitutional to violate the rules in certain places. Yes, sir.
Do you think you could get a fair trial in Montgomery County?
Yeah, we received, when we filed our complaint, we were assigned Judge Skelton. Judge Skelton is no longer on the bench, so we don't know at this point who's going to be the judge. However, I believe we can have a fair trial. We just need a jury of Colby's peers. That's what we need. That's what we're going to have. But the evidence is so overwhelming that I don't believe that any jury would be able to look at the facts and not rule in this family's favor.
And you guys talked about needing the community to support with this. What does that look like? How can the community support?
Well, I'll say this. The first thing we want you to do, we want a good jury, so we want people, when they get the jury notification, show up, because we need people from all, life experiences, all parts of the community to be there and see what happens so they can render a fair jury verdict for this trial. The other thing, I believe the community needs to go down to the county commission meetings and ask questions about, why did this happen? How did you all not hold those officers accountable for violating the safety rules? I mean, at your job, if you don't follow the rules and you don't follow the policy and somebody dies, then you're held accountable. Why is it any different when it's somebody who has a gun and a badge? Because as Mike and Sean said, the state legislature has already said, we can't do this, or people get hurt, people die. And so that's what you need a community to go to the county commission meetings and ask those county commissioners, if this was your child, would you hold those officers responsible?
Mr. Zarate.
So this is Montgomery County, where the sheriff was caught pepper spraying inmates in 7-point restraint chairs. We've had 7 deaths in the jail. This is all run by Sheriff Streck. Nothing happens. So why do you think it's going to be different now? We have a history in our federal courts where we don't even get blacks in the jury pool. This county is not. Judge Skelton retired while facing impeachment. I mean, this is what we have. How do we believe that this is going to be any different?
Because you got to believe in the community. You believe, this family believes in each other. Someone asked what they could do for this family. Stand up for your own rights. Stand up and speak out and pray for this family pray for each other. The only way change ever happens in any society over centuries is that the people speak up. This is not Montgomery County's courtroom. This is Montgomery people's courtroom. And so with everything you just described, the way this is going to change is because everybody out there, this could happen to your family. So stand up for yourself. Colby's family standing up for him. Stand up for yourself, because this litigation is just not about Colby. Colby lost his life. This family has sacrificed a lot. So everybody in this community needs to come up and protect their families, because you don't want to be an oppressor doing this later. So let's make sure we don't have this happen, because everybody in that courthouse works for this community. We don't work for them. The sheriff doesn't work for, he works for us.
Yeah. Where you know, and obviously I go all across America fighting these cases where you're fighting against bias, whether it's, objective or subjective bias. We understand that as marginalized minorities that you're going to have to do extra things to get equal justice. Whether it's Montgomery County, whether it's Mississippi, whether it's, Florida, anywhere. We understand that we're going to have to fight in two courts. One, we have to fight in the court of public opinion, what we're doing now. And if we win this battle in the court of public opinion, then maybe, just maybe, you get to fight in the court of law. I don't ever sugarcoat it when I talk to people, especially minorities in America. There's no guarantee at justice in America. All we have is a chance at justice. But we increase our chances as we do what Sean and Mike suggested. When we stand up and we speak truth to power, we challenge Pharaoh. We don't let them just say that we're going to say the Constitution applies to you, it don't apply to y'all. We're going to make it apply to everybody. And you can go to the county commission meeting with the family and ask them, ask all of them, if this was your child. Ask the sheriff, if this was your child, will there be accountability? Will there be justice? And as we were talking, Mr. Ross and I, May 20th will make 1 year. And so we want to give everybody notice. May 20th, we need all the supporters, all the community, everybody who love Colby. If you love Colby, you need to go down to the county building with the family and demand justice so they see it ain't going away. Oftentimes, they just think, well, we just going to delay it and we'll sweep it under the rug. There's so many things happen in life. There'll be other tragedies and so forth. Now, they'll forget about Colby Ross. Well, the way we win is we don't forget about Colby. We don't forget about justice for Colby. We make the sheriff have to look at Colby every night he go to sleep because we keep showing up. And that's how you get justice. Any last questions? Yes, ma'am.
This lawsuit includes Montgomery County law enforcement. Is there any additional action planned legally around Ms. Hutchins, perhaps?
Well, here's the short point of it. You know she gonna get convicted. You know she gonna get convicted. It ain't no question. And they gonna try to put it all on her. But the issue is, when you're being chased, then you do things that exacerbate an already bad situation. And as we lay out in the complaint, you make the rules for a reason, because it's foreseeable when you do certain things, it triggers a likely reaction in the citizens. So when they initiate the chase, they knew she was going to try to get away. She going to drive recklessly. And then when they came to the white community, they stopped the chase. And then when they got to the black community, they started the reckless chase again. And so, yes, she's going to be found accountable. She's going to be held accountable. But Montgomery County, they have the blood on their hands too. And they can't try to get the blood off their hands by saying, oh, we made sure she went to jail. No. There has to be accountability. As Mike said, we don't want partial justice. We don't want 3/5 justice. We demand full justice for Colby Ross. And we're going to fight till we get it. Justice for Colby Ross.
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 Justice for Colby Ross. All right. Thank you all for coming out. Keep this family in your prayers because we got to fight, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Thank you.
We have copies of the lawsuit and their own policies and procedures if you want one.
Thank you all for covering this important matter.